2b2t is a Minecraft Anarchy server with no rules, no limits, and its story is one of the most interesting I have ever seen. From changing most Minecraft servers forever to creating one of the most popular PvP methods of all time, it's no question that the server has changed the game. So stay tuned, because we are going to be discussing 2b2t's dark history and how it changed Minecraft forever. 2b2t, short for 2 Builders, 2 Tools, has never been a normal Minecraft server. It was founded and created in December of 2010 by a player named Housemaster and quickly grew in popularity for being Minecraft's first Anarchy server, meaning that there's literally no rules. Giving the players this much freedom obviously has its downsides. The server has been described many times in news medias as the worst Minecraft server due to its toxic player base and culture. The server itself has been known to never reset, meaning any griefing done on the server stays forever. What's even crazier is that because of this, the server has been increased to more than 20 terabytes of file space in its history. At first, that may seem like a crazy amount, but since the server has been created, more than 780,000 players have explored the world, requiring the server file size to be increased. An anonymous server admin on 2b2t was interviewed by a magazine company stating that the server itself originated as a regular Minecraft server before he and his friends, I quote, decided to open it up and see how much destruction could be made and started advertising it on various places on the internet. With the total freedom the server offered, plus the advertisements on the internet, it was no surprise that 2b2t grew so quickly. However, as the server grew, the founders stopped playing the game, but since the server had amassed such a player base by that time, it remained online. Now, even though the server had already gained a large community, it wasn't anything close to the peak days of the server. On June 1st, 2016, a YouTuber by the name of thecampingrusher uploaded a video of him playing 2b2t. This video, in only 4 months of its upload time, had gained more than 2 million views. Obviously, this caused a massive surge on the amount of players per day, but what's really interesting is how the older players reacted to this surge. When the Camping Rusher's YouTube video was released, the server had nowhere near the file size it has today, so obviously when hundreds of new players started joining from the YouTube video, it caused a huge strain on the server hardware. So the older players banded together and literally herded the newer players into the server's spawn and started bombarding them, killing player after player repeatedly, and with the older players' primary weapon being explosives and the use of hacks, this made a colossal impact on the server's spawn, and the outcome was unbelievable. This event and outcome created the biggest character aspect of the server, making it only more challenging and more popular. The new players, even with being discouraged to do so by the Camping Rusher, had completely annihilated some of the structures on the server that had been there for years, which is one of the biggest reasons why the older players had such a negative response against the new players. This event was named the Rusher War because of how many of the new players came from the Camping Rusher's video. Although the older players didn't realize it at the time, this event would create something that would change Minecraft forever, and this thing was Crystal PvP. When the newer players were starting to slowly destroy the server, the older players would use end crystals with their hacks to quickly explode the new players, which was the main reason why the spawn became so destroyed. Although these players didn't realize this at the time, they had created one of Minecraft's most popular PvP methods by using end crystals. Players soon learned how to fight with these crystals without the use of hacks, and this birthed Crystal PvP, Minecraft's most popular method of PvP. When a news program interviewed the owner of this server, Housemaster, they asked him what his view was on the whole event, and he replied by saying, "2b2t is definitely not ruined. In my opinion, it's exactly how it should be, absolutely chaotic." Although Housemaster said this, the server was still receiving massive strain due to the amount of players online at one time, so the server was introduced with a queue, preventing too many players to be online at once. About a year after the queue was created, a priority queue was added on, allowing players to join much faster by paying $20 a month. Although Housemaster claims the server is not administrated, there are times in the server where players would be punished if there was misuse of game-breaking exploits. An example of this was in 2018, when a group of players discovered a server bug in the software that allowed players to see terrain that they could not normally view. The hardware of the server at this time was not capable of this many players loading so many chunks, and this group of players misused this to constantly crash the server. As this exploit was continually used, the members of this group realized there was much more that they could misuse with this than they had previously thought. They were able to locate hundreds of bases, players, and anything else they desired. By using this exploit, this group had stolen more than 200 million items from bases all over the server. Somehow, this group was able to keep this under wraps by blaming it on numerous fake stories. Funnily enough, they named the exploit Nocom, short for no comment. The Nocom exploit was used for more than 3 years until one day in 2021, another group of players discovered the exploit and used it much less secretively until Housemaster discovered the misuse of it and patched it on the server. Throughout all this time, 2b2t never went past the version of 1.12, until quite recently, on August 14th, 2023, Housemaster made one of the most controversial server changes ever by updating it to 1.19. Immediately after this, large problems arose with the server. Since the server never reset, Housemaster was trying to update the server with a 7-version leap, resulting in the server having terrain issues and many players losing hundreds of items, and obviously this caused a lot of community backlash. However, on August 24th, 10 days after the update, Housemaster apologized and reverted the server back to 1.12, fixed the item and the terrain issue, and updated it back to 1.19 again. The update in the first place caused insane amounts of controversy because of how much was changed and resulted in a large loss of players. From there, we finally reached the present day, where people still play the server constantly even with all that it has been through. It's no surprise that 2b2t got so popular after such a dramatic history throughout its time. I feel as though the history of this server is something everyone should know because of the impact it had on Minecraft and how we play it today. But I can only share it with you, the viewers watching this video, so for all the people watching, now you know the story of 2b2t, Minecraft's biggest Anarchy server.